Hi all, right, welcome back to Enemy Action Kharkov Soviet, so take two part 25. The start of turn 4. So yeah, we're still here. Well, this is the first turn where we check to see if we are still here, at the end of the turn anyway. So yeah, let's just get going. So the first part is reserve phase, and first step is deploy eligible German units already in reserve box. So we're now going to find out if that one step unit can actually just be deployed straight to the map, where this is something we can't do. The 48th unit on the 50, what are they again? 40 core units, the blue ones, they're fine, they're full units, but the 48 core unit, the purple one, he came back from the eliminated units box, so we just need to make sure, but I don't recall reading anything that stopped it from happening. So at the start of the reserve phase in game turn 2 and all game turns thereafter, deploy all eligible German reserve units remaining in the reserve box from the previous game turn. Well, he was in there on game turn 3. So it says eligible. And this is delayed German reserves. I think that's all we're getting. Yeah, I think so. That is all we're getting. Yeah, and just to, again, maybe I went over this already before. Where's our reserves options? Further back. Soviet reserves. Yeah, delayed Soviet reserves during the reserve phase. Well, actually, it's a separate step, isn't it? That's step 2, which says you may deploy Soviet units in the reserve box with printed game turn 2 earlier than current game turn. See, and that's us restricted. We've no units in the reserve units box anyway, so if we had eliminated units though and put them back, they wouldn't count. It just says 7.3 page 12 says during the reserve phase, any full strength Soviet units in the Soviet reserve units box with a printed game turn 2 turns earlier than the current turn may be deployed to the map without a card play in accordance with the reserve placement rules. So yeah, they do get to, it's just one of these ones that the Germans just get to well, not break the rules. The rules are, they are saying they can do it, but let's just say do something better than what we can. But however, these are spread out through the game. I mean, we know they're there. We know they were in Enemy Action Ardennes as well. Unless I'm missing something, which wouldn't be a first, as we know. Game turn 2, all eligible. It's just why it says eligible there, and I suppose that's what's kind of worrying me. Well, I suppose it's eligible if we then now look at deployment method A and deploy them. Well, actually, not just deployment method A, because now we're on turn 4. That's actually a point. Well, you know what? I can't really get at the calendar until we move the reserves. You can see I can't even get the game turn and activate unit turn in there because it's full of reserves. So, right. Well, we'll try. I mean, obviously, step 3 is to transfer all the units to the reserve units box. So, but I do need to try and deploy these units first. So let's go and get these guys down and see where they're going to go then. Okay, so that's the 4 units we've got to try and deploy, and like I say, because we are in turn 4 just now, we can actually deploy them via method B. But you still look at method A first though. So, just as we looked at in the last German impulse. So these need to be in the 1st Panzer Army. Right, I'll just move up and look at the area now. This could be trickier though to deploy these guys. Let me put that cooler on again. It's warming up a bit. So I know it does make a noise. It's actually, you don't really notice it if I start recording with it on, or I didn't at first, and then it's just when I was putting it on. I don't think it causes any trouble. Oh yeah, we do have a breakthrough down here though. We do have a breakthrough, look. Yeah, because we did get this guy retreating, didn't we? So it's more than likely, I'll try and lose that glare. It's more than likely we're going to get, I would say there's something going to go in here, and you know what, this is a map edge hex as well. Right, let's get this out again. Sorry if I keep going over these things. I just have to do it. I have to look at it myself. I can't, although I can guess that these are, so I suppose that cuts some of it out, eh? It should. What I should do now is just look and see. I think that's what I'm doing just now though. I'm looking at this hex and I'm saying, right, is it empty or garrison position hex? Yeah, it is. It's in the army area, okay. Not in the barrage zone, in German reserve supply, Soviets unit, oh, wait a minute. Yeah, well, they've not got any cities left, have they? Because this is still between turn 3 and 4. It's turn 4. So we've done that already, so that might have ended up being a priority. But that's the only city we've now got, and it's got 2 steps in it, so we don't need to be dealing with that anymore. But our Soviet units proximate to this hex, and yes, 1, 2, 3. Maybe 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Right, not to that one. However, we are proximate to this map edge VP hex. So we're proximate to the A2, and just looking up to this one here, we're not. Oh, wait a minute. No, I think I looked at this guy already. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. He's 1 short, isn't he? Oh no, he's breaking zone of control. I've done the exact same thing when I checked it before as well, so he's 2 short. I think I said the exact same words. Like, just repeating myself. Okay, so these 2 look like candidates, don't they? And we've got units proximate. Remember, we are disregarding garrisons, right? Okay. Unit would not be in danger of surrounding the place in hex unless in German city, German map edge hex. Okay. So unless in German city or in German map edge hex, or the placement removes danger surrounding from another German unit. And then there's an RD, which is to do with Soviet support, which we're not at yet. So that wouldn't be a problem. That is a German map edge hex. Yeah, so we don't need to look there. If we place the unit here, is that in danger of surround? I don't think it is. Although we can get into here, once he's placed there, everything's locked up. We cannot get around the back here or here to zone of control. We could get in here or here, but we can't touch these 2 hexes. They're the important hexes, so no, he would not be in danger of surround. Hex is not Soviet town or city. And then not adjacent to German unit unless, well, oh, right, okay. Well, this one is. Unless placement hex is a VP hex. Oh well. So they're still both candidates. So all the criteria are good. Yeah, it matches, it ticks every box. So then among qualifying positions, and remember we're doing this in ascending order, so we're looking at unit selector number 8 here. A VP hex VP hex with lowest position number. So this is a 20, this is a 15. And that is our preference A. So let's just put the guy there and just let me just go over things again in my head. Yeah, I feel pretty good about that one. I think it's good. Now the other thing about that, right, we're moving on to selector number 9 now. The other thing about that is it's not shut off. It's not shut off me being proximate to here, so kind of looks like. Let's see. I mean 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Yeah, I'm definitely one short. Yeah, I can't because I can't cross through here. So definitely one short of that, but we are proximate to that still. So I don't think we need to do much mucking about, really, do we? Not in dangerous surround. Yeah, we checked already for dangerous surround, and that was fine. This one didn't care about being dangerous surround because it was a map edge hex. So I think selector number 9 is going in there. And all this hope of, if you remember me talking at the end of the turn, I think I said, well, that could be one victory point. We could maybe hold these 2 to get another 2 to take us up to the 21 that we needed. Well, we're going to not be able to just stroll in and do that, as you can see. And the Germans even haven't even had an impulse yet. This is just in the reserve phase. So, okay. So we've now got selector number 10. Now, we could find difficulty now, I think. Although, just opening things up a little, we did say, well, did we say, we didn't get it right, did we? So it's 1, 2, 3, but breaking zone of control 4, 5, 6. So we can actually reach there. That is about it, I think. No, actually, hang on. I lie. We do have I'm just looking at position hexes now, obviously. And again, I'm just looking at proximity, yeah? 1, 2, we are proximate to here, we're proximate to there. Okay, so I think it boils down to dangerous surround. However, the very last one is not adjacent to German unit. But there is an unless it's a VP hex. No, unless adjacent German unit can't trace supply and placement would enable it to do so. Well, that's not the case. This unit does trace supply, so this is not a candidate. So that's only one. We just need to make sure we can't surround it, but my guess is we can't, because I didn't look at, right, hold on though, these guys can't cross here. However, he can actually go, it's going to be messy, isn't it? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Well, he can reach there, so he can help out by doing that because he's not crossed his boundary. But as you can see, what did we say? 1, 2, 3, 4, isn't it? It's 4 to get in there because he's breaking zone of control. 5, yeah. That mean I can't get up round the back, and I can't get through here. So yeah, I mean, no, there's nothing we can get around the back. And although there was a slight break, there was a gap away down here. That's now being filled. There's no gap here. Yeah, no. Okay, so I think that's going to satisfy that one. So it's a position hex, and it appears to satisfy all the criteria. It's in the army zone, just reserve supply, not a dangerous round. We were approximate to that hex. Yeah, and among qualifying positions, well, that was the only qualifying position, so that's where it's going to go. Alright, okay, looks all good so far. So now we've got this, I'm just going to pop him in here just now, just so we can see what he is. Here's one of the guys that came back. Yeah. So again, yeah, just checking. It does say from turn 4 onwards, first check every eligible unit for deployment by method A. So we do check method A. Just got to remember that now. Yeah, it just brought it home to me there right now, because I thought, can we deploy this guy? And then if I couldn't have deployed him in method A, I would then looked at method B, although I think I might have forgot there. So hopefully that's stuck now. Right, so we've got this unit to go. So where is he? I'll just move him back down again. We know what he is. He's 48. So he's in. This is his army area. Looking for. All right, hang on. This is going to be the city situation again, isn't it? Yeah, it is, isn't it? Because although we are proximate to multiple position hexes, remember, if we just jump down to the preferences, preference A is a VP hex with the lowest position number, and the bullet that wants us to be proximate to the hex, or on turn 3 and 4, which we are, hex is a German city. So this was selector number 2, but it's now got 2 steps, so we don't look at that one. This one was 9, and it's this one here, isn't it? So he's position hex number 6. It's a German city. I think that's going there. Pretty sure that's going there, and then we can just get on with things, I think. Because although we're not proximate, we're 1 hex short with that one, actually, I think. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So we are proximate to the actual unit now, but we weren't proximate to the city. No, we weren't. But it is a German city. So, and then, like I say, the qualifying preferences are a VP hex with the lowest position number, which that is. As I say now, we've also got to remember that we do deploy again. This has only 1 step in it, this city, so that needs to be considered. Bullet 1 talks about a city occupied by only 1 German step. Right, there's nothing else that would stop that from deploying there, I don't believe. Can trace reserve supply. It's not surroundable. It's miles away. Well, it's a German city anyway, so it doesn't matter. It doesn't care about being surrounded. Yeah, okay. Right, it felt like that went well. Fingers crossed. So that's well, that was step 2 or 1, was it? Step 1: deploy eligible German units already in reserve box. Right, and then step 2 is from turn 3 onwards, I may deploy Soviet units in reserve box with printed game turn 2 earlier than current game turn. And like we say, you've got to remember that that's the game turn. If we bring units back from here, they go on their 1 step side anyway, which won't show a game turn, and they're not eligible. So we've none anyway. So now we're going to transfer all the units from the current game turn calendar space to the reserve box. Right, I'll get them out. Okay, there's our measly reserves for the turn. A 3 strength infantry unit from the 1st Guards army, and yeah, that's that, and wait to see what they get. So there we go, just move the camera up a bit just now. 2 units from 2nd SS, 3 units from 57th. You can see they're all armoured on the top, means some of these guys are infantry, but maybe they might be no, it looks like these are all armoured. 3 units from the 48th, and then there's is there 5? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I think maybe 2 of these are armoured. Maybe, yeah, 2 or 3 of them armoured, and some infantry from 3rd Corps. So quite a bunch there. And then, as you can also see, there's still room for them to be coming and joining them as well. So yeah, okay. So yeah, now the calendar's free. We'll have a look at that and get the things in. So this is turn 4, February the 10th to the 12th. Oh, excuse me. Fixed artillery range 4 again. It was the same day before. Soviet supplemental 7 again. It's the same for the last 2 days. start Soviet supply. Oh, right, okay, well, there you go. I wasn't thinking of that. Let's hope we're okay. So we need to check for Soviet supply as well as German supply now. And then here we are, victory conditions down the bottom. We can now kind of see them because I was going to say it'd be better, but there's that many units in the box. Even if I piled them up top here, I don't think I could still keep that open. So anyway, right, I've been on about that enough anyway. Somebody will create a copy of it. Maybe I'll try it. No, I'm no good at anything like that, I don't think. I wouldn't know where to start, to be honest. Well, you'd be better taking a picture of it, wouldn't you, and try and print it out, I suppose, wouldn't you? Or yeah, I don't know. Okay, anyway, you can see there if we've got less than 12 victory points at the end of this turn, it would be a German strategic victory. If we had greater than 25 Soviet victory points, it would be a Soviet strategic victory. However, the asterisk tells us we need to just double check that a little bit, and I know the cards are on the way. So, and that says Soviets must own one of these cities. So yeah, and 2 of these cities they've now put a unit in as well. So yeah, that's not happening. Like, so that's that. And you can just at a glance, I suppose, see what's happening next turn. We do get 3 reserves, but you can see the Germans still get another load, and then the next turn we're getting nothing, they're getting another load. So they're going to keep coming for now, and they keep coming back for the dead as well. Great. Right, so card prep phase. Well, we've done this before. We have no more cards entering play this turn. So there's no more to add. We're going to shuffle up the supplementals and draw 7 of them. They're going to go in the draw pile. That's that done. We're going to discard all these now. Remember, these are cards we're not going to see in this game turn. Just make sure they're not primary. They are all supplemental. So the big one there is we're not getting the Stavka card this turn. They go in there. And then we shuffle up our 6 primary cards and put them in the draw pile. Sorry, I don't need to shuffle them up. Just put them in the draw pile and then shuffle all this up and then draw our 5 cards. Okay, all that's done and I've got my 5 cards. Haven't looked at them yet, but we'll get to that shortly. And then German cards. Let's say we had 1 more left over this turn. They don't add any cards. We just shuffle this up and it's ready to start again. Okay, that's good to go. And then we take the action cards and see if there's any. So there's a 1 to 3 which is going to come out. And a 1 to 3. Deploy garrisons, escape the pocket there. All 2 plus 3 plus, all 3 plus, 1 to 6, 1 to 4. So that one will drop out next turn. And then we can see we've got bold attack, which is 4 plus. So that'll get in the mix. Forward attack, which is 4 plus. So they 2 cards get added. These 2 cards get removed and we shuffle them up and create the action deck. Okay, and that's all done. So that's card prep phase, and yeah, that's all good. So supply phase. So determine supply status of German units, and then from turn 4, Soviet units as well. So yeah, don't think we've got any issues when I just glance across, but let's have a look. So it does say German units first, so I suppose I should do it in that order. I suppose it does really matter, but remember this is just normal supply, not a problem, not a problem, not a problem. These guys, not a problem. Some of these guys were just placed on the map, so they're clearly in supply. These 2 guys can trace off the map edge, and not an issue. Obviously some of the guys they've got up there, no problems. However, here we have our first issue then. This guy here cannot trace supply, he's surrounded, he cannot trace into one of these hexes unless there was an adjacent friendly unit. So if he had this guy in here, remember where he was, Grant, then he could trace 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 and then onto that road, but you cannot. That's right, isn't it? Or does that matter? Why am I having doubts there? Hang on. Yeah, I don't know why. I suppose it's just this is the one that German reserve supply doesn't work with. So if that unit's there and we want to trace normal supply, we can trace it in this hex even though it's in Soviet zone of control, because we have a friendly unit there, and then I can trace into a hex that's not got any control, and then eventually get to the road with my 7 and then away. However, if I'm trying to trace reserve supply, that does not work. I wouldn't be able to trace into that hex at all. Right, okay. Right, so he's going to get a out of supply marker, isn't it? Right, so, and then step 2 of the supply phase would be to place, but I'll, rather than check the other units, I'm going to do it as I'm going, would be to place out of supply markers on an unsupplied unit. If it was already out of supply, I'd place an isolated marker on it, and if it's already isolated, I'd remove a step, and there's a rule to check that. And then step 3 of the supply phase is from turn 8 onwards. So, but I'll do the units individually. So what am I looking for out of supply markers for a German unit? Yeah. Okay, so and then previously in Ardennes you had low supply, out of supply, isolated, but they've cleaned that up a bit. I just put that over the unit. I know it's covering it up. But yeah, there's not going to be an awful lot of it, and if he's in out of supply, you really do want to know that he is and take advantage of that fact. Well, when you're the Soviets against the Germans, etc. Right, any other German units? I would doubt it. No. These guys up here are fine. This is the only other guy, but remember he's still on the map, German map edge hex, you can just trace off. Right, so what about Soviets? We'll just stay at this side. They need to trace, obviously, down to the, they've not got as much of a, not got as many options. They can go, from here, it's from here, right along the end of the map there, and then from here up to just here. So that's their traces off, and if you look, does that road doesn't actually go off. So in all honesty, there's not a road going off that side. There's a road here, and then there's a road here, and then there's a road here. So they're the 3 roads that we need to reach within 7 hexes without going through all the restrictions, Soviet, German zone of control, German towns, etc. To reach the road that we need. Okay, so these guys are fine. They get onto this road. These guys are fine. There's nothing down here to stop the trace. They're fine. This guy up here, he's on the actual road. There's nothing in his way. He's fine. This guy, out of supply. See, maybe that's what you have to do. I don't think out of supply. I think it's only isolated does not exert a zone of control anyway. But maybe that is why you need to do them in that order, because if this guy went to isolated, then I would be able to just trace around him. But he's out of supply, so I need to go 1, 2, 3, around him to then get on this road to get off. This guy's fine. Yeah, and then all these guys in here. Yeah, they're all fine. They can all trace back to this road. Some of them are actually on. The road goes into this city. Yeah, there's no problems. No problems. Okay, right, let's move on, Grant. So that's us back in the command phase. So let's look at our hand and see where we're going to be. Yeah, and see if we can just chuck in. That's about half an hour going. So should be able to get a Soviet and a German impulse going before the end of this part, and I still seem to have more time at the moment, so let's do it. Okay, there's our opening hand. Something telling me it wants us to activate the 3rd Tank Army. Now, here is one to think about though. like I've noticed, the supplemental cards are coming with the replacement points. It seems to be, you can see the 3 primary cards we've got there do not have that option. So as much as it's a nice idea to think, oh, we can activate 3rd Tank Army twice, we should probably really consider replacing a point. I know it's going to feel horrible every time to just get 1 replacement point from a strong card like that. Not only that, it's got reinforced battles, it's combat tactic, partisan uprising. I think I looked at that. Not quite sure what it does. Partisan uprising. Place disperse markers on all German units in 3 towns and city hexes. That's not to be sniffed at as well. That's pretty good. You know, but you've got all the things you want to do with that 1 card, and you can only do 1. So, but the fact we've got the 3rd Tank Army card as well sort of leans me towards I should probably, just looking around, I'm pretty sure we'll have an infantry, won't we? Because I think they go barred about a bit. I know this is off camera, but rather than me, actually maybe, yeah, there is. We've got one-step infantry unit, which is a pity because there's only that 1, and then we've got an armoured unit that's reduced, so yeah, I mean, we're going to be using that card, right, to turn a 1-step, 1-strength infantry unit into a 2-step, 2-strength infantry unit. At least I think it's 2. It will be, yeah. It just doesn't feel like the best use of the card, does it? Right, okay, right, well, what else have we got? We've got 6 army, we've got, sorry, might as well glance down. We've got 6 army. I know I've got the cards up there now, but the map's filling up a little bit. We've got this guy out of supply, remember? This didn't turn into nothing, but I don't know. So we could probably deal with this guy with that card. It does have reinforced battle on it as well. 6 army cards, so something to think about. 69th army, well, it's got assault coordination on it, which is pretty good. We do have them sitting around this guy again though, so we do kind of want that to happen and allow these to move on to allow the other units, you know, just to fill in some gaps going up there, I think. But again, assault coordination on the card is quite nice. And then we've got the 2 3rd tank cards, like I've just talked about, and we did say about, you know, I talked about moving this guy up, take that victory point. And I thought, well, why not wait on the actual activation of, hopefully we can activate the whole army and put him up there, but also cover our bases, you know. And I think so. I mean, the 3rd tank, I think they're going to try and, at the moment, just settle in this area. I think, I mean, yeah, we do need to be trying to get 4 victory points here. We're on 17, so we're looking for 21, so that we get that support side of things working come the next turn. And that is the only victory point I can stroll into, but it is a victory point I can stroll into, so that would be up to 18. We'll still need to find another 3, you know, and I'm not really sure where they would be. I mean, this guy, he's a 3-stepper. So in 3rd tanks area, I don't know. I mean, this guy across here, but he's got the core Rouse units with him as well. So, and that's only 1 victory point to go away across there. Thing is, if I did get up there, can I? Yeah, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I mean, obviously, I don't know if that's no, it's not. It's right in the very top of the map there. That's another 2 victory point city. And there's actually no units that would deploy over that area. It's just the core Rouse units that do deploy in that area, isn't it? We've not got any of them as such, however, if they get a replacement point, he'll go into the reserve units box. Then if we happen to draw a reserve deployment, I'm pretty sure that's where he would go, because it's a city. Anyway, we could move that up to there, and then the thing is, moving again, we can't just stroll right into the garrison. We'd need to move up to there and then activate again. So you're talking about 3 activations of that unit. It's possible. We get a units card. You know, we activate the army, move that guy into there. We get a units card, activate 2 stacks. We move this one to here. We maybe use a card for any 1 unit move and then move into the city. It could be worth it, all that, because it is 2 victory points. And if I see that eliminated unit going back in the reserve units box from the Rouse, though, I might just ignore that, because I'm thinking, well, all he needs to do now is draw, deploy reserves for the Rouse units, and then he's in that city. So, and then the other, well, this is only 1 step up here as well, so but that's in the 4th Panzer Army area, so there's a good chance that I'll get strengthened, I think, with some other deployment. In fact, that'll probably be the first target for a deployment of one of the 4th Panzer Army units, I think. Okay, so things to think about then. I think I probably am going to play this card first and activate the 3rd tank and go and grab that victory point, I think. It's not brilliant, but it's an open victory point, and I want to get my hands on 4 of them this turn, and that's one that's easily achieved. So, and then the other card, of course, we got is Vornes Front, which is that side as well. So, you know, like I've just said about this whole 3 activations with that, we could use this to activate 3rd tank again and maybe try and get that city. You know what, it's not a terrible idea, actually, when I start thinking about it now, and then just hold things from there and that sort of arc there, and then maybe put this into trouble as well, another victory point in there, once these 40th Army and 69th Army units move up into here. I mean, I don't think we're going to get at this on this turn, but maybe. Nah, I think that's a bit out of reach. But if we could get the 3 victory points there and then just find 1 more across the other side. Yeah, okay, well, there's my thoughts. So we should move on with Grant. I think I'm going to do this. Yeah, I mean, the replacement point can wait. This is more important, I think. Right, okay. Yeah, okay, so I'm going to do this, but I still do need to decide what it is I'm actually going to do with the 3rd tank, don't I? Because, yeah, okay, I can chuck this guy up there, I can chuck something in there to protect that. I can move this guy out of there now because we've got that 40th Army unit. But what are we going to do with the bulk of this? Are we going to head this way and up to 3 units? There's 3 German units up that way to try and grab 1 victory point, or are we going to move up this way? This is a 3-step unit, like we've said, or are we going to try and push up towards the city? Like I say, the first deployment on this side on any 4th Panzer Army is going to put an extra unit in there. I don't think we're going to get numbers round about that until that happens. And this just feels like a bit tough to take on. I don't know though, I mean, going that way, is that not... I mean, the bulk of the stuff is going to come in round here now, isn't it? All the 4th Panzer Army, there's nothing going to happen across here. There's no core Rouse units to come into play, so... Yeah, it feels more sensible to be trying to go up here, I think, doesn't it? And then, well, it's also heading towards that direction. Yeah. I've also got an annoying garrison right in the way as well. You know, because we could have got some units up round about, whether we would have made an attack or not. But I think the fact this garrison's here are probably going to stop all that shenanigans. Okay. Right. Well, I'm going to activate third tank. Activate all units third tank army. So, and I can just wind my way through it as we go. Right, well, I'm going to do this because this was the whole point. So this guy's going to move 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and we're going to take that town. Aktarka. That's probably nothing like it. So yeah, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. It was exactly 7 to get in there. So that gives us that victory point, taking us up to 18. Okay, so that's the first thing. What's next? That's the easy bit. Worked out. Well, we do want something in here. And 1, 2, 3, 4. Well, we could strategically move though. 1, 2, 3, 4. That would get around about that guy. So I'm going to move the 2 infantry units out of Kharkov. Strategic movement 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I reserve the rights to change my mind here. Sorry if it's not quite zoomed in enough. I think it's just spread out a little here. Okay, Grant, what next? Do we leave something in Kharkov? I mean, we do have that 1 strength infantry unit. We could. And he's a 3-stepper, aren't he? And what have we got in there? 5, 4, and then he's an infantry unit as well. Am I not better keeping them together then? Maybe. Right, hang on. Okay, well I suppose I should try and get this guy catch up. Oh, mind you, I could strategically move him too, couldn't I? I was thinking because 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and then he can just sit in Kharkov, but I probably want to get them into a position where I can maybe, if I feel like it, have a, you know, if we activate again, to have a go at this guy. So if I was to strategically move, that would be 1, 2, 3, 4. I can't move adjacent to the garrison. 5. So in actual fact, I could have moved him into there. What did I do with them? They moved 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. But they're within range of this anyway. So that's basically what I'm trying to do. If I leave that guy in Kharkov, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, I'm not going to be. Yeah, so I'm going to strategically move him then. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And just stop him there, I think. And well, in actual fact, Grant, are you not better just because that's an infantry at the bottom, and I'm not better maybe going 1, 2, 3, just keeping these together, and then we're poised to get adjacent to that guy. There was this guy too, but what I thought, I need to move something adjacent to the garrison, so well, I don't need to, but 1, 2, 2, 3, 4. The problem is, no, I think I need to move them further on. So, hang on, that guy was there. So it's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So it's the bottom guy. He's 5 strategically movement into there. And I'm just going to move on one more into clear hex. And then these guys that came out of here are no problem. 1, 2, 3. And then going to move in there. Yeah, he was on his full strength side, wasn't he? Yeah, like that. And then that gives me space. The only thing being, both these stacks of infantry are going to be here and here. So can we 1, 2, 3, 4, 5? No. Well, we can get into here. Surely we can surround the guy, can we not? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Yeah, we'll be able to surround them with the mech units. Yeah, I can, because this is a 3-step unit, so these have got to stay together. But that's fine. So these are going to move 1, 2, 3, 4. Strategically 5 movement from where they were into there, and these are going to join, and then so we've got two more. Like I said, I do want something adjacent to the garrison, just to get rid of it. Although I suppose if you smother it, well, yeah, because I can just easily move this guy into here, then that'll remove the garrison, then he's still proximate to that 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. You know what, you can get round into that hex, so maybe that's decent enough. So he moves 1, 2, and then that's, yeah, 1 up the road. What would it be into there? Another 3. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So 1, 2, 3, 4 in the woods, 5. Better getting round that side of it, eh? And then finally we've got this last infantry. So I'm assuming we're leaving Kharkov empty then. Are you sure you want to do that, Grant? Hang on. No, maybe not. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Well, he's not. None of these are proximate to it, but still a little bit scary, isn't it? I might have left, if there was space in that hex there, I would have maybe left a 1 strength infantry, but he's a 3-stepper, that guy, so I couldn't then put that in with it. One, 2, 3, yeah, no, it's not gonna work. I mean, the 40th Army are coming up, you know, I mean, do I need to worry? I probably shouldn't be silly to leave Kharkov empty, should I? I've not got the 40th Army card in my hand, but, well, what can they... I do have Voronezh front, I suppose. If I've seen trouble, I could use that to activate the 40th Army. Yeah, what was the addition to the Voronezh front? It's stacked with, eh? Oh, it's stacked Voronezh front units. Yeah. Okay. Whereas the Stavka one, I think, is stacked any units, is it? So it is better than I thought then, yeah. But it's tricky when you're trying to consider, right, if I get a tank army units card, I want nice big stacks, but then if I go to the Voronezh front card, I want other units stacked with it, but you can't have it all, eh? 2, 3, 4, 5. No, I kind of like this guy around here because he can get around the back. if I left the 1 strength infantry, I can't get that in there. Did we not have a 1? Yeah, that's in there though. Well, hang on. We can push this guy on further. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I mean, we can push this guy up to there if you want, right? Well, I'm forgetting there's actually a space in here. That's a downside to the control markers. So I've got 2 units, only 4 steps in there. I was just about, I think what I was going to do was count the numbers and just like 5, right, hang on. Right, I think I've just counted up and I've actually got 31 points of strength there. So that's perfect to me saying, I mean, I know this is turning this into a 2 unit stack, but that's not really that. So this guy wasn't going to move. Was he in Kharkov or outside? Well, anyway, he's going to finish in Kharkov and just sit there. Just in case. I know he's only 1 strength. And then this guy, I'm just going to move up with these guys. So I've got 3 units in there, 6 steps, 3 units in there, not sure of the steps, and 2 units in here with 5 steps. And I've calculated, I think, 30 strength there. 30 against 5 is, as we know, 6 to 1. I know he's 3 steps, but 6 to 1 odds. He's in a town, okay, he's armoured. But we can surround him, I think. This is assuming nothing changes between now and the next time we activate. If we do play our replacement point, it would have to go on this guy, which wouldn't be a terrible thing. Boost them up to 2 strength and then 2 steps as well, just in case. That could be an intervening impulse. We could then play the Vornes front card to activate 3rd tank again. Possibly taking a chance moving this guy up to here and then maybe having a go at this guy. Sounds good on paper, I think. Right, I think that's me moved, everybody. So I'm going to go with that. It felt pretty good in the end, to be honest. I wasn't really sure what I was going to be trying to do, but yeah, it feels okay. I'm still looking up at the reserves thinking, it's getting scary. Right, so we're going to get to draw one more card to bring us up to 5. We get 6 army units card. So yeah, no repairs there either, is there? We get engineers event, 6 army units card. Yeah, our 6 army units card could actually carry out an attack with these 2 stacks. Engineers. And 3 non-town or non-city hexes. Place an IP in a friendly supplied unit or remove an IP from an enemy unit adjacent to a friendly unit. Yeah, well, we'll see. Right, okay, I'll tidy the units up and we'll get this German impulse. Hopefully get that in, and then I might have to stop then. But that should put another part together. Okay, let's just move on, get a German impulse going. Hopefully I can get this finished in time. Right, okay, well, here we go. This is the core rouse card. So turn 1 to 2, we're not on. Right, so deploy all. Yeah, see. Mind you, it's want to repair 2 steps. Yeah, but I think this is going to happen this time. I think this could be the card that we made the blunder on, isn't it? Okay, so we're not on 1. We're on turn 4, so we can skip the first part. Deploy all. That should say core rouse reserves. We have none. We do have that eliminated unit though, so just keep that in mind as we move on to the next action. From turn 3 onwards, replace 2 steps in core rouse. Well, obviously it looks on map first. Now we have this core rouse unit here, but he's at full strength. We have they 2 up there. He's at full strength. He's at full strength. He's only a one-step unit, so he's one of the ones that, if he gets eliminated, he gets removed from the game. So, and he can't take a replacement point because he's only a one-step unit. And then, however, we have this guy. Now, obviously, the problem before was that they need to be able to trace reserve supply. This is not a reserve supply edge, and we had him locked in before. But now, however, oh, actually, I wasn't sure if he could. Maybe he can. No, I don't think he can still, can he? Because he's got to try and get on. I mean, you know what? Even though I was covering, take that card out of the way. I think we might have tightened things up. That's not something I was looking at, but look, that could be an important. Ooh, no, we put that guy up there. No, I don't think he'll be able to trace reserve supply, will he? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Well, he can't even reach that road. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Yeah, he can reach this road, which isn't any good to him. And try to come down the way. 1, 2, 3, 4, 7. No, I mean he can reach this road here, but that's not taking him anywhere. That's not taking him anywhere. No, he cannot trace reserve supply. So it doesn't look like we are going to do this action. Replacement points. Where's it? Yeah, it doesn't tell you in there, does it? It does. The German does need reserve supply, doesn't he? I don't know why I'm looking this up. It's just we've been through this. Come on, where are we? Come on, where are you? Supply requirements. There it is. A German unit must be in supply and in a hex from which reserve supply can be traced. Yeah. So that's not going to be the case. We've only got that one eliminated unit. That's probably, you know what, that's probably better for us. Although it does look like they're going to do engineers. Because that means we cannot carry out that activation. Because we don't have 2 steps. We've got one in the eliminated units box, yes, but we don't have a second one that's eligible. Again, this would boil down to a less argument about that, but I mean, well, Martin certainly just ignored that one. If you've seen it and thought, right, Grant, shut up, get on with it, you're not getting that. That's not how it works. So yeah, we don't have 2 eligible steps to replace. Okay, so we move on. Oh yeah, of course we could activate them. Forgetting about that. Well, yeah, that could possibly happen then. Yeah. Okay, so we're going to activate all core Rouse units, I think. Okay, yeah, I think that's what's going to happen. So we're going to attempt to activate them anyway. So again, we're on turn 3 and 4, so this will be the last turn of this set of action steps. We move on to 5 to 7 next turn, but anyway, 3 to 4 this turn, Grant. So if behind Soviet lines, no, we looked at this guy before. I'm just trying to open up the whole picture because we've got 2 units up here, basically. 2 up here, 1 up here, and then there's this guy over here. So I think he's a low selector number. That's why I'm hovering over there. Yeah, that's 8. No, it's 6, I think. 6, I think. That one's 4, 6, 12, and this guy's 23 because he's reduced. So, and then behind Soviet lines, can they trace supply? Yes, because he's okay to trace supply, and there's some other conditions. So just to move us on, so a move to a VP hex. Okay, and it's only a German VP hex. Where is it? It moved to a German VP hex only if the entity or garrison of the Soviet unit would be proximate after move. Move to VPX. Move to German VPX. Only if empty or garrisoned. The Soviet unit would be proximate after the move. Okay. And again, well, this is an ascending order. I think that's why I'm looking down here. I'm just trying to get my head around that one. Hang on. I've not really. So, well, he can move to this VP hex, but a German unit's not going to be. Well, after the move. Let's see how it words it in the rule book, just in case. Just struggling a little with that one for some reason. Move too far on. Where are we? 3 and 4. This is step 2, isn't it? Move to a German VP hex only if enter garrisoned, and only if once the unit completes the move, a Soviet unit would be proximate to that unit. Okay, well that's what I thought it meant, but it's just maybe it was a bit briefer on the play read. The unit may end its move in dangerous round. If the unit is alone in a VP hex and a Soviet unit is proximate to the unit does not move at all in this activation. Yeah, okay, we've seen that one before. Right, so, yeah, what it's saying is, well, to be honest, let's just say this guy was proximate to this VP hex. That's not what it's actually looking for. It's looking to say that if after I move there, then he's proximate to me, so he can be 1 hex less in reaching there with that. I guess that's what it's trying to do, is it's still protecting it, because it's still a bit vulnerable. If you remember, I was, yeah, because it can be garrisoned, can't it? Yeah, let's just, to give an example of how I'm thinking this works. You know how I said that that's garrisoned? I would actually have to move adjacent to it next turn. So what I think that's trying to prevent is, in fact, these units will look at that. I don't think they can, 1, 2, 3, they can't quite reach, but I would need to stop round that garrison. So if he went into that hex, then I would be proximate. So that would be allowed. I think it's something to do with that. Move to German VP hex only if empty or garrisoned, and Soviet unit would be proximate after the move. Okay. Right, I think I'm making a bit of more to this than what needs to be done. Because well, I don't think this guy can get around. If this guy was in the way, well, again, we're still breaking zone of control. 4, 5, 6. We can't get there anyway. So there's not going to be a. Yeah, he can't, because he can't cross across. 3rd tank. So yeah, so that's not going to come into that. Now, the guys up there just spoke about the fact that they would do that if they could get in there, but they can't, basically. 1, 2, 3, 4. He's 1 short, 1, 2, 3, 4. He's 2 short, so no. So I think we're skipping on by step 2. The other guy down here is not. He's not. Can't move into a VP hex. Right, so I'm just going to look at the bigger picture there again as we move on. So, moving on to step 3. If in dangerous surround in a non-VP hex, move to a position hex not in dangerous surround. This guy is not in danger of surround. Right, I was just about to say these guys aren't in danger of surround, but however, our 3rd tank have made a move recently, so well, you know what? Let me look at this guy first, because he is in danger of surround. Well, hang on. We should be going in ascending order. Right, okay, let me look at the 2 guys up top first. Right, so RNM in danger surround. He's unit selector number 6. Just thinking this guy might get around the back. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. I think that's the best he's getting though, so it's maybe not enough. 1, 2, yeah, 3, 4, 5, and then 7 into broken hex. I don't think so, eh? Oh, hang on. What about him, though? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Oh, yeah, I think he is then. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Yeah, this guy can come around there. And then one of these. They're all infantry, aren't they? Yeah. Right, is there a road? No. Is that right into the city? Yeah, so that's a clear hex, yeah. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Does that get them? Is it there? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Does that get them? I think it does, doesn't it? Zone of control, zone of control, zone of control, zone of control, zone of control. Yeah. I'm looking up here. Why are you looking at this hex, Grant? Yeah, so he is in dangerous round. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Yeah. Yeah, so he is in dangerous round. Move to position hex, not in dangerous round. Right, position hex, Grant. Lock that in. Position hex. And his preference is to remove dangerous round from another German unit. Okay. This guy's only just in dangerous round. These two are... Well, no. This guy can only go so far on. That's as far as that guy could get. I mean, okay, this guy can get up into here, but we can't get a zone of control in this hex, no way. And the same here. So these guys are not in dangerous round. So, although he wants to get a dangerous round, he cannot help anybody else. So his next preference would be in the unit's army area. Well, he is in his army area. If outside unit's army area, closer to area, this is the one that Martin's brought up recently. But he's in his area, so fine. And then empty, and then lowest position. So, well, he's looking for empty first. Garrison. Does garrison mean empty? Ugh. I can't remember. There's empty and there's... The hex is empty if there are no units or garrison markers in the hex. Okay, it's unoccupied or something, is that? If it's... So it doesn't want to try and go to the garrison, shall we say. So we've got 77 there. I mean, that's going to be... Yeah, that's in dangerous round. And so is that. Pretty sure we don't need to look at that. Why are you looking then, Grant? Yeah, it is. So, I mean, more likely it could be this one. Because we said this guy 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So he could get in there, admittedly, but there's no way I don't think this guy's getting 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Yeah, there's no way we're getting up to get zone of control on that, I don't think. Yeah, no, that's not happening. So I think that could be our hex. It's just a bit safer, it's moving out of dangerous round. These are things that I probably wouldn't be doing, trying to surround them, but it's good moves for them to have, I think, you know? And I think there's far more of it in this game. It certainly feels it to me than what it was in the previous game. And I think these are things that they've learned from in the last game. Okay, so if in dangerous round, in a non-DP hex, move to position X, not in dangerous round. Right. So I think he's going to go there, lose his IP, and that's good because that means we have something done at least. So just this video is getting rather long. Hang on a sec. Right, so I think we're right with that guy. He's got out of dangerous around. Hopefully we've got that right. So we do have this guy as well. Then we did say that he wasn't. He's not in dangerous surround, so he would be next in line. But then this guy. So can he move to hex not in dangerous surround? I'm not sure. Oops. Alright, hang on. Things plugged in there. Yeah, I don't think so. I think we looked at this before, didn't we? That's the position hex he can move to. Oh no, he can't as well because he's breaking zone of control, isn't he? Yeah, I remember doing that one before, so that would probably be the only position he could move to. And it's clearly still in dangerous around, so no need to look at that one. So that's then moving on to draw action cards, I think. Okay, so draw 2 action cards and check the lower numbered card. So we've drawn A05, 05 and 10. So the first one is forward attack. Going in ascending order. So it would be this guy to consider first. I'm not quite sure if he's got the... It depends. If it brings other units in, you sometimes never know. So situational strength of active unit stack. Now he's only on his own as a 3. Is greater than or equal to 3 times proximate Soviet unit stack. So no, I mean, although he can move 1, 2, 3 and be adjacent to these guys, he's not going to have the strength. The river's going to probably play some part. Again, this is probably a better one. 1, 2, he could come down here and attack this guy. But again, he's got 1 to 1. You know, he needs to have greater than or equal to 3 times. And then I know it's situational strength, but yeah, we need a wee bit more than that to start considering these things. And then the other units aren't going to apply either. We would look at him next, and again, he's 2 strength, he's not stacked to anybody else, he's not actually proximate to anybody, and this guy on his own with 1 strength is not going to be able to attack either of the stacks as well. So that's that. Then I think the other one was even worse, wasn't it? Was it not the strong attack? Yeah, so strong attack, so that's almost worse than this. However, it does have the additional benefit of and we do look at this card next, don't we? Yeah, we check the other drawn card and conduct that as well. It has unit stack and other active units, so there's no other active unit beside that. Well, actually, there's nothing up there either, but if this unit hadn't acted yet, then we would be able to consider both of them, and you know, who knows, maybe even this guy as well. Right, sorry, pulled away there again. I wanted to get this bit quickly finished in a bit of a rush, so just to get it started that would. So strong attack wouldn't work, but just to let you know, it would involve all active units to try and join up and find that, what is it? Yeah, as you can see, it's greater than or equal to 4 times proximate Soviet unit stack. So not quite yet, but they will get there. Maybe after these reserves come in, these cards will be starting to do something. Okay, so moving on, step 6 is move to a hex that removes dangerous surround from or enables supply trace from another German occupied hex. This is in descending order. Oh, actually I forgot about that guy. Forgetting about the guy over there, I didn't look at him. This can't go and remove dangerous surround from anybody. This guy's in dangerous surround, but he can't come down to help him. He can't remove dangerous surround from anybody. I did forget about this guy though, and you know what? He might be able to do something we already talked about if, I think I was looking at that, I just suggested that if this unit was here, this guy would be able to trace supply. So in actual fact, this guy can probably come. Damn. Use me hoping I just had 2 or 3 minutes to do here. Move to hex, it removes dangerous round from. It's not removing dangerous round, he's actually in surround. But, or enables supply trace from another German occupied hex. So prefer A, aids most German units. Well, it would only be that one. B, the lowest position number. Oh yeah, has he got to move to position? No, it's just moved to hex. So I guess as he can go either here or here. Lowest position number would be here because this doesn't have a position number. Adjacent to Soviet unit, it would be. And then easternmost, well that would be, between the two that would be that one, but this one takes a preference first. However, movement restrictions, this guy going in, he's not in dangerous round. So if he moves to here, is he not going to be in dangerous round? 1, 2, 3 breaking zone of control, 4 back into there. I reckon that third tank guy could get down 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, yeah. So if he was in there we could surround him, and my guess is if he was in there, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. However, this guy can go 1, 2. Yeah, he's surrounded in there too, isn't he? So I don't think he can do it then, because there's nothing to say that restriction can be broken. If not in dangerous round, don't end move in a non-city hex in dangerous round unless allowed by action. Well, it's not allowed by the action, so he'll not move to there or there because he's putting himself in danger, even though it's getting this guy a supply trace. Yeah, I think that's right. And he would have to move adjacent to give the guy the supply trace. Now hang on though, could he not? Oh no, of course, this guy's surrounded, not in dangerous round. I'm wondering if I've kind of forgot about this guy completely. No. Okay, so I don't think that works. So the last step is if in non-VP hex, a Soviet unit proximate to empty or garrison German VP hex, move to hex that prevents Soviet proximity. That's not going to happen here. We're not proximate. The only one I was thinking, yeah, if in non-VP hex, again it's that situation up there. If in non-VP hex, Soviet unit proximate to empty or garrison German VP hex, move to the hex that prevents Soviet proximity. So see, in actual fact, I think this guy might have been able to do that, because at the moment we are proximate to that garrison, right? Whereas, if I move this guy 1, 2, 3, 4. Hang on. I don't think it's stopping that, because he can still go 1, 2, 3. No, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So he's just not quite got the movement. But see, if this guy had been active still, he probably would have maybe been able to stop the proximity. 1, 2, 3, 4. Yeah, quite possibly, but he's not active, so he can't. This guy can't quite reach to stop it being proximate, so that's not going to happen. Right, last step: place IP on unit if eligible on Soviet unit proximate. This guy would be eligible. There's not a Soviet unit proximate to it. I'm just going to flip this around because that's going to be that. The activation is going to be over just to speed things up. This guy's got an IP. This guy might build an IP. Am I proximate? Maybe not actually. Maybe decided that was 4, 5, but I can't. Yeah, I've got to stop there. 4, 5. Got to stop. Yeah, nothing is proximate to that guy, although he's eligible. There's not a Soviet unit proximate to him, so he won't build an IP. We did activate one unit, and it moved. Well, it moved out of dangerous round, didn't it? So it did do something. So we did get an activation. Only that one unit, mind you, but that's all it needs. And we'd remove disperse markers. Would be the last step. With none of them. Okay, right. Hopefully I've not rushed to the end there and missed something. But I need to go, and I was hoping to just get this bit starting to put apart, put together. Okay, so hopefully I'll be back later today with another part. Fingers crossed. Okay, cheers.